This is Empire of the Ants, a realistic strategy game where you lead your own ant army to take on other colonies. And that's what I'm doing today. We'll be charging across the battlefield, surviving a flood, making our own ant colony, and so much more. But before we do that, we have to get started. And it all started inside of our ant den, with all of the ants slowly waking up from winter hibernation. And then all of the ants immediately started leaving the den to go out and find food. But all of them went out to hunt a snail. Which little did they know would not work. But then, an ant got separated from the rest of the colony and went off to try and hunt a butterfly, aka that being our character. And that's where we can start controlling our ant. Apparently, I needed to go hunt down this butterfly, and so I did. But no matter how close I got to it, it always flew away. But eventually I lost where it was going, and instead I found this gigantic soccer ball, and well, I found a gigantic slug that was crawling on it also. And I needed to pick up these scent particles so I could figure out what it was. And unsurprisingly, it was a soccer ball, which the ants called a huge fear. And then all of a sudden, while I was exploring, I found this weird ant vision, and it was just basically a bunch of information about this war between the termites and the ants, and how I need to stop the termites before the termites can stop the ants. And then I finally made it back to our ant colony, which was apparently called Balo Khan. And when I got back, they already had my first mission prepared. I had to restore one of the ant outposts. And my own ant army was already waiting there for me. It was super cool. I could command them and tell them where to go or what to do. Except now, there were an army of firebugs coming to try and take down my army, but I was able to fight back. And we were able to fairly easily take down their entire nest. And now I claimed it as my own, and I was able to make some of my own legions of ants. But then on the horizon, I saw a bunch of termites coming to destroy our brand new den. And we made quick work of them by putting against them with my workers, my warriors, and my gunners, all at once, and we quickly overpowered them. And then I sent them all back to the nest so they could heal. But then more and more termites kept coming to try and take over our den. And even though there were more termites than last time, we still fairly quickly won the fight, and I quickly headed back to Balo Khan with my brand new ant army. And once I returned back to my main den, I had found a gigantic dragonfly. But then one of the leader ants wanted to see me in the nearby den, and well, it turns out that there were already more termites invading some of the nests, and well, I had to go and fight them. And while there were mostly termites there were also a few firebugs that I needed to fight off. and we had obliterated the firebugs. But that wasn't the only ones that we had to fight. There were also quite a few termites. And yet again, we had fairly quickly won the battle, but we did not win the war, because there was another wave of termites coming. And basically what I'm doing here with the weird red orb, basically what that is it's called the Rage Pyramid, which makes my ants a lot more powerful. And then we had one. But then the Queen Ant of Belokan wanted to see me. Basically, what happened here is that there was a flood in a nearby ant colony, and I needed to go and help them recover. And once I made it there, basically I had to do a bunch of parkour across these lily paths to get to the other side and, well, help them recover. And then I made it to a gigantic tire, and I started to scan it, and there was yet another slug on it. And then I finally made it to the other side. And I talked to one of their ants, and it turns out that I needed to help them fight against, well, some termites. So, that's what I did. But this time there was a slight difference. I wasn't using ants like I was before. I was using beetles and gunner ants. But this time the fight was way more even than it was in the past. But that didn't prevent us from overpowering them, and we moved on to the next group of termites. And we eventually took over the entire battlefield. Anyways, that's one of today's video. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know in the comments down below if you'd like to see a part 2, and if so, leave a like on this video and let me know in the comments. But yeah, that's one of today's video. I hope you enjoyed. So long, folks. Bye.